Wellness culture is scamming us, you guys. Between overcomplicated solutions and expensive products that we don't actually need, there has been a ton of fluff in the wellness industry that makes just trying to take care of yourself way harder than it has to be. So today, let's debunk all of that and make wellness easy and simple again. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Mindfully Aligned. This week, I want to get into all of that. I know you guys want more wellness and self-care content, and so do I, but the first thing we have to address is how there is so much of a barrier of entry or a barrier to entry to wellness. It feels like there's just way too much information and you have to buy all these things and do all this extra stuff in order to be healthy. And that's really not what it is, and it's a little bit of a contradiction, which we're gonna get into later. So this is your sign that you don't have to break the bank and you don't have to think too hard to be a wellness girly. Let's get into it. So the three main things that I'm going to be talking about in today's episode is general health, skincare, and exercise. These are the three major keys of wellness or self-care that I feel like we have been doing way too much for. And so between all the rules on which exercises are best or which skincare product trend you want to partake in, this biohacking tactic or this $500 product, we don't need any of that in order to take care of ourselves. And it's actually going to be fine if you don't. And the thing that bugs me about this the most is that these products, it's never marketed as just a suggestion. Like every single thing that you see is you need to do this. You need this product in order to lose weight. You need this powder in order to see results. If you haven't been seeing results, you need this supplement. You need this equipment. You need to try this new workout regimen. And it just creates a sense of urgency where if you are on a scale of lower income, you don't have that many resources to just spend on wellness fads, it can make you feel like you can't fully partake in taking care of yourself. It's like, okay, well then why try? If I can't afford like the Korean skincare glass skin products, then what am I even doing? And that's really not the case. There are so many simple ways to take care of ourselves that are naturally occurring. And you know, the big industries don't make money off of us using natural skincare or natural options for our health. So they push these things onto us. But I'm trying to bring us back to the natural stuff, the easy stuff, because you got to start from somewhere. And that's not to say that these products are bad or there's no use. I'm sure they do help. Sometimes they don't. It's just that false sense of urgency is not necessary. There are a lot of products that can do the same thing that are literally 1/10 of the price. So for starters, let's talk about your general health. There are so many gimmicky products out there that are claiming to fix these issues, like let's say inflammation in the body. That's a big word that's being thrown around. Last year was cortisol, now it's inflammation. All right, cool. There are a lot of products that like to claim that they fix inflammation, and some of them do, such as red light therapy. However, these products are like over $500, and not all of us have $500 to shell out to buy and try some new product that we are not sure even works. But the thing that they don't tell you is you don't need that new product. What you need is a lifestyle change. So many of these products are trying to fix a problem that really a lifestyle change could fix instead. You don't need to buy like a whole host of products or a $500 face mask to fix something that honestly just a couple swaps is gonna fix. If you're struggling with inflammation or you're just concerned about inflammation, which I am, you don't need a $500 red light mask. You can do things for free. You can take turmeric supplements. You can reduce the things that are causing inflammation. Like, okay, if you're worried about inflammation in the body, the first thing you should be doing is cutting out alcohol. The first thing you should be doing is going on an anti-inflammatory diet, eating things that are going to reduce inflammation and taking out things that are going to cause it, like sugar, alcohol, processed carbs, things like that. There are so many swaps that we can make, but these expensive products just like slap a band-aid on it when really the solutions are already within. I was able to get my inflammation under control because of a separate condition that I have by making other lifestyle swaps, and I feel so much better because of it. I take turmeric supplements and it's natural, or you don't even have to buy expensive turmeric supplements. You can literally just take turmeric. There are so many swaps just like that. You don't need calm or CBD supplements, what you need is meditation and to cut out the caffeine first thing in the morning before you've even eaten anything. You don't need expensive green powder teas. What you need is some apple cider vinegar, some dandelion tea, and to cut out the things that are making you bloated in the first place. And I'm talking to myself too. I mean, really. Maybe this comes from my background. My parents are Caribbean, so growing up, we would always be taking these detox teas that are natural, herbal concoctions, soursop, senna, bitters, dandelion tea, all these things. So growing up, I always knew that healing comes from herbs, and these are the natural things. You don't have to worry about crap being added to it that's going to actually make the problem worse. It's just healing herbs. They exist, but again, these are natural solutions, but they don't want you to know that because they can't make money off of you the same way. So they don't push it. The same goes for skincare. I love Ayurvedic skincare. I hope I said that right. But I love natural traditional skincare. That's what works best for me, and that's what works best for my mom. My mom is 57 and she looks absolutely amazing. And to be honest, she doesn't even know what glycolic acid is. She doesn't use any of these fancy products that are being pushed onto us today that every beauty influencer is telling you that you need. She's never touched them. What does she use? Vitamin E oil. Water, something to cleanse. But the thing is, vitamin E oil is rich in antioxidants, which get rid of the free radicals that cause aging in the skin. All she needs is her natural anti-aging oil and she's good, because she truly believes that it comes from taking care of yourself from within. She never did any of that extra stuff and she still looks good to this day. And that taught me from the beginning, I don't need any of that stuff. I don't need all that crap, because a lot of times the expensive skincare products that we're using have hidden chemicals or other things that are harming our skin and we don't even realize it. I've seen so many cases of people who stopped using mainstream skincare and they actually saw better results in their skin once they went the natural route. With the natural route, you know exactly what you're getting, you know exactly what it is, and it has the same properties. It has antioxidants, it has things that can prevent aging, but it doesn't have all the extra crap and the extremely expensive price tag. It's just all about just focusing on the basics. All right, I know that free radicals cause aging. That's why we wear SPF on our skin, because the sun brings free radicals into our skin. You know, doing something natural that has antioxidants in it, whether it's vitamin E oil or whatever else you can find. I know that if I want to reduce discoloration in my skin, a turmeric face mask works just fine. There are so many cheap alternatives. All it takes is just looking it up and reading through, and I definitely want to do a separate episode on natural skincare and health alternatives, because I could literally go on about this for so long. So comment below if you guys want a separate episode on that and I will definitely deliver. But yeah, for me, for my skin, my skincare routine is African black soap, aloe vera for hydration, and vitamin E oil for the antioxidants. And of course, I do use SPF, and I make sure that I get one that is clean and also not expensive. And so I'm taking care of my skin. I'm happy with how my skin looks, but I'm not breaking the bank, and that is a win in my book. This is to de-influence you guys. You don't need a morning shed routine. You don't need a 10 product skincare routine in order to take care of yourself. There are simple ways, there are cheap ways, and there are natural ways that are going to get you the same results, if not better. And finally, I need to debunk the things that are going on in the exercise industry. It's a lot of talking, and it's been like this for years, to be honest. The whole overcomplication of movement. Let me get this straight, guys. Moving your body is always good. And I'm going to say it again, moving your body is always good. People try to say, you have to do cardio before, you have to do cardio after. No, don't run. You need to actually start walking and do 12-3-30. No, actually don't do 12-3-30. You need to instead use a step machine. And if you're not using a step machine, what are you doing? Okay, never mind. We're no longer walking. We're running. No, we're not running. No, don't weight lift. You're going to get bulky. No, do Pilates. Oh my God. No. How about this? How about this? Whichever way it makes you happy to move your body, do that way. And then when you are bored of that way, switch it. It's that simple. I was a weightlifting girl for a long time, strictly. And then I started doing Pilates and I loved it. And I'm not gonna say to somebody that you need to switch and you need to do this and you're not ever gonna get the results you want. No, it's just about really whatever you love enough to stay consistent with. It's that simple. Yeah, of course, it always is good to get your steps in, but just move your body. Get your steps in, get up from your desk, get some steps, do some kind of movement to get your muscles going, and that's it. Whether it's a step machine, walking going outside with your friends, whether it's walking on an incline or running 5 miles. Do something that makes you feel happy, that makes you feel accomplished, that you can stick with and stay consistent with. And that's it. You can do berries, you can do solid core, you can do literally anything, just whatever you're being called to. I want to de-influence the world. I want people to know that it's really up to you. Exercise is supposed to feel good. It's not supposed to be complicated. It's supposed to be that part of your day where you pour into yourself and you improve yourself only for you. So don't worry about what she's saying online about how black girls shouldn't be doing Pilates, or what so-and-so is saying about how you're doing cardio all wrong. It's really not that complicated. If you are doing something and you are doing that thing consistently, you will see some kind of result from it. I remember I heard that quote in the beginning of my fitness journey. It changed the game for me. It really removed the barrier of entry for me, because I was like, all right, let me pick a routine that I like, and if I do it long enough, I will see some kind of result. Once I start seeing results, I can evaluate whether I like these results and then adjust from there. And it became that simple, and I was happy with how I looked, how I felt, because I was just listening to myself and my body. And I realized all you need is consistency and time, and that's how you'll get results. That simple. Forget what anyone else says. So yeah, pretty simple episode. But to recap, health does not need to be expensive. There are so many natural solutions occurring in the world, and whatever your health concern is that you're trying to address, there is probably a cheaper way to take care of that same thing and get the results that you want. And in terms of skincare, you can still age beautifully like my mom and not have to break the bank or fall into skincare fads that could actually be damaging your skin. And again, exercise also does not need to be complicated. Remember to listen to your body and do the things that you actually enjoy. Yeah, so that was the episode, and without further ado, let's get into the song of the week. All right, so this week's song of the week is Main Character by Cherry, I think is how you say it. Amazing song. It has nothing to do with simplification of wellness or anything. It's just a good song. It's just a baddie tune. It's a bad gal tune. All right. I'm sorry, that made me cringe. It's a bad gal tune. It's just a good song, and it just makes you feel like a hot girl. And that's really what we're all about in Mindfully Aligned. That's a common theme. Again, that's Main Character by Cherry. Be sure to listen to it on the Mindfully Aligned playlist linked below in the description. All right, thank you guys so much for kicking it with me. I really appreciate it. Be sure to let me know in the comments below if you want to see more tips on sheep and effective wellness. And I'll see you next episode. Bye.